Hi, and welcome to In the Front Row, all things news, reviews, and interviews. My name's Jamie Lee, and today I'll be doing a review of episode 5 of The Boys. I feel like I say this every week that this week was my favorite episode, and this week was my favorite episode, but really, this week was my favorite episode. I feel like the storyline was like really deep, no pun intended, but the writing in this episode I think was perfect. And there was a lot of moments that I was really happy with, and I felt like the story was like really wholesome and came together really well. For example, in my review last week, I touched on a little bit the fact that I was happy with the fact that Butcher was like confessing that he's taking the Compound V to get rid of Homelander. He's not taking it because he enjoys it or he wants the power. He's taking it because he feels he wants to take on that responsibility rather than the boys taking that on, or rather than risking their lives. But then in this episode, I was a little bit worried because Queen Maeve comes in and basically says,
"Those soups are so fucking vile. Why do you want to be one again?"
And then she like dumps a whole bunch of temporary V with Butcher. And I started to get a little bit worried because I thought, is he becoming addicted to this stuff? Does he want the power? What's going on here? And also he was talking it up to MM saying,
and I felt good.
But then he got drunk with Queen Maeve, and I feel like everything was okay again. I feel like there's a little bit of truth to what people say, that people speak their truth when they're drunk, because I feel like Butcher did that. I think he was really honest with Maeve when he was talking about how he hated every second of killing gunpowder. And I absolutely loved the line. It was so powerful when he said,
"V just made me more me."
He is a C word. He is controlling. He likes to be the leader and in control. So taking this Compound V, like, it just heightened all those things. And I think he realized, and I think he was being honest, that he doesn't want any of that. Like, he really wants family. He loves Ryan. He treats Huey like his own son. He loves MM. You know, he protected him in this episode specifically by, you know, roofing him, which I know is not very good, but he had good motives. And yes, you could argue that I'm probably making excuses for a bad person, but admittedly, he is a C word, yes. But I do believe that he loves the boys and that he's doing this Compound V and taking on this responsibility for a good reason. I truly do believe that.
Well, ain't that just fucking fairies and dancing dildos, eh?
And this scene with Maeve was like really real, really raw. And I think him admitting that, you know, they all got to go, including her, was like so brave, and it really just highlighted the whole reason why I liked Butcher in the first place, that he doesn't want there to be soups, you know, he doesn't want there to be gods and humans. He just wants everybody to be the same. And I loved his Spider-Man line with great power comes. I was like, yes, say it.
The absolute certainty that you'll turn into a right cunt.
So good, so Butcher. So we go from that rawness, that realness, and that real vulnerable side of Butcher to the complete opposite of Huey, who he is expressing himself and how he feels about having his powers, to Starlight. And he even compares himself from the dorky, weak, freaking the fuck out Huey without powers to the strong, confident, handling his shit Huey with powers. And I really love the scenes with him and Starlight in this episode, especially when she was saying that she doesn't want him to protect her, she just wants him. And that was really nice because it reminded me that these soups are just people. I think even Butcher said that in his speech to Queen Maeve there. And that's why I like the show from the beginning. They are just regular people, but they have superpowers. And yeah, that's what intrigued me with the show to begin with. So yeah, it was really nice to, you know, just know that somebody who has all this power and all this ability and all this freedom, she just wants basic things like a boyfriend or somebody to love. Moving on to Kamiko, no surprise there. I knew that she wouldn't die. I've said it, you know, in the last few episodes. I think Frenchie's gonna die, which I hope he doesn't, but I really think that's where they're gonna go with that. And seeing them kiss was everything. It was so perfect, and I've been waiting for that for a very long time. I know a lot of people have been waiting for her to speak for a long time, which was awesome as well, hearing her say, "I got rhythm." But mainly for me, it was seeing them kiss. But I feel completely heartbroken for her because she kissed the person that she loves and then he's fled. And sure, she doesn't know why he fled, but that must be really heartbreaking to think that she kissed him and then he's abandoned her. You know, she's probably thinking, you know, he's freaking out, or I shouldn't have done that, and things like that, when it's something completely different. And it's really sad to think that she's going to be all alone again, but this time she's going to be all alone with no powers. So that's very scary. And then I hope we get Butcher come along and sort of take her under his wing a little bit, because for a while now I've been wanting to see him treat her like a person and not a weapon. So now that she doesn't have powers, I think he's definitely able to do that. And yeah, I really want to see that moment where they sort of like become friends. The first scenes in this episode with Soulja Boy were really, really good. It gave me Bucky Winter Soldier vibes, you know, when he was trying to break the hypnosis from Hydra. And same sort of thing with Soulja Boy. He heard the Russian speaking in the speaker and, you know, he just became that weapon and like lost control and blew up 19 people. So that was giving off those sort of vibes. But oh my God, that scene where he's like in his full-on suit, he's got his shield happening, and he just confidently walks up like freshly shaven, and he walks up to Butcher and he's like,
"You're that asshole from the lab."
Oh, I just looked at my husband and I was like, oh my gosh, look at him in his suit. He looks so good. And I'm really excited to see what he's going to do. And I was just so surprised that one of his abilities is the fact that he can take away superpowers. I did not see that coming, and I don't think anybody would have saw that coming. Like, that is such good writing. It's exactly the solution that Butcher is looking for. Like, yes, he was looking for a weapon, but who knew that that weapon would take away all the powers? Like, that's exactly what Butcher has wanted all along. Everybody to be on the same page and everybody to just be people. No more soups. And Soulja Boy has the power to do that. So this made me super excited to see, you know, their little team up, as they call it, and what's going to happen with that. Then there were your typical the boys moments in this where they take the piss out of things. For example, with Black Hawk, and he was sort of taking the piss out of the Black Lives Matter campaign. He was taunting that community center and the people there with a fake apology. It was like really mocking them. And yeah, when he started chanting Soups Lives Matter, it was just like, oh, really? That's so the boys, you know, like taking the piss out of every social issue that they can. Likewise with that musical moment with Frenchie and Kamiko, that was taking the piss out of the fact that there's like a musical in every pretty much show these days. Like this week alone, they talked about how like Lady Gaga might be playing Harley Quinn in a musical. So yeah, it's just like, oh my gosh, there's musical in everything lately. And yeah, I feel like they were taking the piss out of that. But I thought that scene was really, really cute. I laughed a lot when they were using the equipment from the hospital as like musical instruments. They had like the CPR clappers or pads or whatever you call them, and they were clapping them together and stuff like that. And then they were also using like the wee bowls and like using them as a drum. So I just thought those scenes were a little bit funny, very cringy moment, but you know, musicals are often pretty cringy, and I feel like they were taking the piss out of that really. And then seeing the director Seth Rogen appear as a cameo as Sir Comes-a-Lot in this was quite fun. Crimson Countess probably didn't find it very fun, but yeah, it was cool to see him in the show. And more perfect writing was straight after that scene when Soulja Boy came in and Crimson Countess was basically saying like,
I didn't love you. I hated you.
And that same speech, or similar speech, was given by Queen Maeve to Homelander when Homelander was saying, did we ever have anything? Like, you're plotting with Butcher to go behind my back, but I thought we had some sort of love there. Or he admitted that, you know, he loved her in his own way. And she turned around and basically said the same thing that Crimson Countess said.
I hated you.
So it was like same, but different. And obviously it was very different because Crimson Countess was like burnt to a crisp, whereas Queen Maeve was just kidnapped. But would she rather have been burnt to a crisp? Because I'm terrified of what Homelander is going to do to her. He was scary. He went from angry to laughing like, you pity me? You pity me? Like, wait till you see what you've got coming. He is so terrifying, and his acting, I say it every video, I'm so sorry, but his acting is absolutely amazing. And oh, I'm terrified of what he's going to do to Queen Maeve. And obviously Black Noir took her out. I'm still waiting to see what the loyalty is between him and Homelander. They've got some weird bond. I've said it last week, I'm pretty sure. I want to know what's going on there. Why do they have such like a strong friendship when, you know, he's non-verbal with Homelander? What has Homelander done to sort of like earn his respect? Because he does respect Homelander, and I feel like he's the only one that kind of does. And also with Starlight, I'm not really sure where they're taking her character, because for a few weeks now, I felt like there was like little hints at her turning bad or like siding with Homelander for some reason. I could be way wrong there, but yeah, I'm just got a feeling that she's going to turn bad for some reason. So I'm curious to see where they take her character. I'm curious to see what they do in general. I can't wait to see what happens next week. But yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like. And if you're not already, please subscribe to my channel and then head on over to my Instagram and give me a follow over there as well, please. Okay, sweet as. Have a good day. Bye.